Hello everyone, this is Jennifer Timko with Stampin' on the Fly. Happy World Card Making Day 2021. I am here to share with you some new products from Ellen Hutson, the Essentials by Ellen line. And I'm showing you the Ware Grand Tour stamp set with coordinating dies and the Planet Surface dies. So when I saw these stamps, I'm sure you know that they spoke right to me given what I do for a living, flying airplanes. And I love to travel and travel the world. So I immediately saw this as a way to make a card showing how much I miss all of the travel. I stamped a bunch of the images. I wasn't exactly sure what I was going to do, so I stamped the images using my Memento Tuxedo black ink, and then I got to my Copic coloring. Now I've sped up the Copic coloring here just so that you don't have to spend too much time watching this. But I had so much fun coloring these little images, and even though this is sped up significantly, you can see that these images just don't take a long time to color. So I went to the websites to figure out what the actual colors are of these iconic landmarks, the Leaning Tower of Pisa, Big Ben, and the Eiffel Tower. I have been to two of them. I have not been to Pisa, and believe me, Italy is on my list. So as I got to coloring those, I finally decided what I was going to do with this adorable little bear. So I colored him with my warm gray colors, and I felt like just keeping it neutral would be able to keep the focus on all the adorable little elements in this set. I created the suitcase of my dreams. As you can imagine, I'm relegated to a black suitcase for work, but this one speaks to me just a little bit more. So happy yellow with a little bit of the blue greens with little labels on them. This is honestly the suitcase I want to carry around with me. I finished up some of the details of my globe and then got to the die cutting. You can see how easy it is to cut those out, and just look at this feature on the bear. Yep, his hands open so that he can hold stuff. So immediately I decided he needed to hold this little passport. I played around here trying to figure out what was the best way to do it, and I felt like he should just have the firm grip. I'm showing you now that Planet Surface die set, and it's super fun. You could cut it just out of colored paper. I decided to use my Hammermill cardstock and color it with Copics to give just a little bit of extra shading and create this Planet Surface for my bear to sit on. So much like I do with coloring the deep dark backgrounds with Copics, this is the same technique that I use. I just used some of my B30s on the coloring with a little bit of B18 in there. For my card base, I used some Peacock feathers and a blender brush, and then started putting all of this together. My honeybee glue is a new fixture in my craft room. I love it, love it, love it. It has a nice fine tip and holds perfectly. So I went ahead and glued my little Planet Surface there and started playing with how was I going to finish this card. These sentiments again spoke to me, so I lined them right up, stamped them with a little bit of VersaFine Clear ink just along the bottom to be the same width as my card base. So I just lined them up in a way that I could stamp them in order over and over again to create almost like a border layer. So I'm showing you how I did that here. I had pre-cut one because I of course needed to play with it just a little bit to make sure that it actually worked, but that's how I did it. And here is the one that I had previously created. So now time to start playing with all my little elements that I have colored. I love stacking them all up. And the only other thing I wanted to do was kind of indicate how my little friend here was dreaming of traveling. So I did find an old word bubble die from my stash. You could easily hand cut one. and I just laid out my card. I hope you enjoyed this as much as I did. This is a great fun set. I hope you have some time for card making today. Thanks so much for stopping by.